Hi everyone, happy Halloween. Today we're going to be reading this book together called There's a Ghost in This House by Oliver Jeffers. It's a super cute book, but the best part is we're going to do some arts and crafts along with it. So before we start, let's read it together. Hello, please come in. And welcome. I haven't had visitors for quite a while. Perhaps you could help me. You see, I have heard there's a ghost in this house. But I haven't found one. I'm not even sure what a ghost looks like. Some say they are white with holes for eyes. But they're very hard to see. I've heard some have chains and haunt the halls. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just hearing things. Have you ever seen a ghost? Do you know what they look like? Do they only go in the rooms where the lights don't work? Do they only come out at night? Would you know where to look? I've searched every room in this house. I've even checked the chimney, the attic behind all the wardrobes, and under the bed. Twice. I've lived here a long time, and I've never once seen a ghost. Perhaps I never will. I loved this book. Now let's make some crafts to go along with it. Go to a craft store and pick up some vellum paper. Then go online with an adult and go ahead and print out a haunted house. I found this one online. I went ahead and I printed it 4x6 so that I can put it in a frame that I had. All you're going to want to do is take the vellum paper and place it in front of the printed image. I used some tape so that it wouldn't move around. But now that you have the actual image in the center of the paper and the vellum over it, you can start adding little ghosts. We decided to use white gel pens because they stayed a little bit opaque, so it did look like a little bit of a ghost. So you can go ahead and add little ghosts all over the little haunted house on top of the vellum paper. So when the lights are off, you can see the ghosts clearly, but if there's a light shining from the back, then it almost looks like a lit up haunted house. Once all three of us were done coloring the little ghosts, I took the girls' papers and I made sure that I cut them very well. You want to make sure you keep the vellum and the printout as close together as possible because you don't want to cut the vellum too short and then the ghosts and the image in the back don't align. I found this frame at the Dollar Tree and I thought it was perfect because it had 3 spaces, and since the girls and I did the craft, I thought it would be great for all 3 of our pictures to be displayed. And we can always look back and remember the story we read together. I went ahead and I added the 3 images to the frame and then added the little cardstock that comes along with it so that it is framed on the inside. I love the turnout. They look so incredible. And I love how different the personalities are seen in these 3 little images. Let's jump into craft number 2. I went to the Dollar Tree and they had these little doll houses. We're going to use these doll houses to create our very own little haunted mansion with ghosts at the window. I went ahead and I picked up some air dry clay, and the little houses have these 2 little dolls inside. So you can use these as the base for the little ghosts we're going to be making. I tried it and it took me a little bit of time, and I ended up not liking the shape of it. However, my girls ended up using it and they loved the shape of it. You can just take the little dolls and you can use some air dried modeling clay, and you can just kind of mold the clay around the little hands and the little body, and it'll give you the perfect size for the little dollhouse. I decided to just stick with me shaping the clay to make my own little ghosts. I liked the shape that they turned out with, so I just decided to go with that. These are mine. Basically just got a little ball and then flattened the bottom, and then with little beads we went ahead and we added little eyes. So this is how they turned out. Again, you can either make your own ghosts by hand, or you can use the little dolls as a base and kind of just wrap the modeling clay around them until you get the desired look. Once we finished, we let them sit for about 24 hours. After they are dried, you can go ahead and use some sort of sealer to protect them and harden them. You could do some Mod Podge, but we decided to do some glitter nail polish, and the turnout was amazing. Now it's time we move on to the houses. So the first thing I did was remove all of the little furniture pieces, and I laid the houses down on an open box. Went ahead and took some black matted spray paint and added it to the top of the house. Once it was dried, flipped it over, painted the inside, and then for good measure, flipped it back to the other side once dried and added another coat of paint. Now that the houses are completely dried, we're going to start adding a little bit of an antique finish to really give it that spooky haunted house vibe. So let's jump into the final step of the haunted house. I will admit I love the way that the matted black turned out. However, I really wanted to experiment with making it age a little. So I used some rub and buff, and it was a metallic paint. It goes on very heavy, so you have to be very careful. You don't want to overdo it. We took a little Q-tip and we just started adding little details. I went with a very, very light detailing in gold. Coco went with a lot of the silver, and Aloha did both silver and gold. As you can see here, they had a blast doing it, and I think it turned out so incredible. Afterwards, I added all of the little ghosts. I adhered them with hot glue to the windows, and voila, our little mansion is done. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this little story time / craft segment with me. I love to do this with the girls. I love promoting literacy and then finding a way to tie it all together. I do this all the time for every season. We read every day, but I love to take like a whole set, like a little mini library of books in the season we're in, and I like to just take the book, read it with them, and then do a field trip with them, cook a meal based off of the book that we read, do crafts. I just love to take the book and let the book kind of take us places. So since we do that, I thought I'd share it with you guys, and I hope you enjoyed it. We have one more book that we want to do with you guys before Halloween, and I'm hoping we get to it and I'm able to share it with you guys, but it's going to be really cute. Anyways, thank you so much for following along. Don't forget to click like, comment, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram at Tea Time with Aloha and Coco, and I will see you all in our next video. But until then, stay magical. Until next time.